video we're going to create another part, the remastering cat test 5. In this video we're going to use auto geometric set. In my previous videos we learn how to create a how to remaster part in geometric sets. So right now we're going to use auto geometric set. If you want, I can create a specific video what is the difference between geometric set and auto geometric set. Please comment me down in my video. And also I have seen so many comments in which you are enjoying my videos, and also there is one comment that how to use a variable fillet. So that's why especially I choose this part. In this part you are able to see this is a variable fillet, so we're going to remaster this, and let's see how we are able to achieve to match these variable fillets. Okay, so let's go. So first of all, the first references, so I will create a references first. So in OGS we have to define here to uh, create the surfaces. So I'm going to create one midpoint over here. So coordinate, yes, so this point is already in coordinate, so I'm going to use the same 0 0 here. Okay, then you're able to see if I align view this part. Okay, so this one is a curvature one, it's not a flat one, it's a curvature one. So maybe here we have to use the sketch method, or there is one another method I will teach you. First I will create a references. I have created the references. Now let's try to create this top face first. That's why I'm going to surfaces, define, insert one OGS, and providing the name is a top. Okay, so you're able to see this one is curvature, and I will check whether it is fillets or not. Yes, it is a fillet, which is a 1500 radius, and this one is also 1500. So here are two methods, so I'm going to use the first one to show you. Okay, let's assume that we're going to create this by using a sketch method. So you have to select the sketch. So mainly I'm use this position sketch method. So click on the position sketch method, select the position which is our extrude which we have created. Okay, vertical is correct. I just going to shift this horizontal one, so that's why reverse. Okay, then in the origin we have to select the projection point, and the projection point will be a coordinate which we have created, and then click OK. We have positioned the sketch. Now I'm going to create the simple here. Okay, and we have already know that this one is 150 and this one is also 150. So let's uh, check whether it's going to be a coincidence or not. So how much it is required, so we have to just go to the first this one and make it coincidence. Okay, then normal to the sketch and make it this one is also 1500. So 1500. Now we have to move this to add this the center, so that's why we're going to use required 0. Perfect, so it's perfectly matching. Now it's totally depend on our input part, so that's why I'm going to delete the coincidence. Just delete it. And now I'm going to constant again 1500. Okay, from global to this, and from horizontal to this one. Okay, now exit the sketch, create the extrude. Yes, here we go, it's perfectly matching with our input part. So this one is the first method. Okay, the second method is also the critical one, but let's try. I will show you uh, how how you can do without using any sketch. For this we have to use measure one. Select here, it's not showing any so I want coordinate there, so that's why I'm going to use another method. Okay, let's assume this one. Yes, I'm going to create an intersect over here. I just created one intersect. Okay, keep all the same element. Now go to the extrude, select the extrude. Okay, and set the no propagation, because I want just this lines over here, curves. Now I'm going to use the measure the curve, so you're able to see, you get the coordinate here 298.496 minus 140. So I'm going to keep measure here, and also for this one. Okay, so here the sketch method is the simplest one, but if you don't want to use sketch, then you can try this one also. So in x 298.496, and how much in z, how much z is 1470. And okay, okay, the same, but just you need to minus the operation. For example, for here x, is it in minus? Yes, and the z is also in minus. Okay, control u update. So here you will see 2 points are created. We don't require this intersect and extract, so I'm going to delete, enter. Now we have to use circle with 1500. Okay, 1500. And here what we required, the extrude, not this one. I didn't show the extrude to. Yes, click over here. I don't require the full circle, so I'm going to use half one. Okay, you can change by this from the start and the end. That's it, this much is enough. Now again the second circle, select the support 1500, start from here to here, and the end is up to here. Okay, now these two curves are created. Now you have to use the trim one. Trim, select this, select this one, and then click OK. And now you are able to create the extrude. Direction will be Y, so select the direction and click OK. So here you will see we have created this top surface by using two methods. The first one is sketch and the second one is circle. So I hope you understood this. Now I'm going to just reduce the circle to little bit more, so we don't require the too much big surface. That's it. Okay, you can. Okay, so we have created this top surface by two methods. One is sketch and the other is circles. Now we're going to create the sides, side one. So inside one we're going to create 1 2 3 4, and here also same 1 2 3. Okay, so top is created. Let's create the side one. Insert OGS, select the surface, no. Okay, so here we go side one. Okay, for the side one, let's get this bottom surface first. So extrude one is okay. So let's check whether it is angle or angle is 0. So here is a 0 angle, so the offset is 80. Okay, So let's create 80. It's perfectly matching here. Now take the extrude 2. Okay, so how much angle is there between this and this? So here is 8-degree angle. So let's check with this one also how much degree of angle is there. Okay, 102. So there is a difference in these two faces, so that's why we can't create one single sketch here and just provide one single angle. So that's why we need to create this offset over here. So let's uh, create one extract here, because I don't know the distance how much offset I have to create. Okay, let's intersect. Where is our line? Here is our line. Okay, create one sweep over here, top direction. I'm going to create extract, then untrim. Now intersect. Now measure the distance, 80. That's it. Create the offset of 80. Now delete the extract and the other operation. Create the extract over here. How much the angle between here and here? 8-degree. Select here. Provide the drop direction. Provide the angle. Increase the sweep dimension. Perfect. Now offset. Here is that offset. How much angle is there? Let's measure. Actually we haven't created any line in Z, so that's why we have to create one line in the references. Okay, the line will be in Z, the direction will be Z. Okay, now let's check how much is angle there from here. Okay, I need to on one surface, so I will check the angle from that to surface. So it is 20-degree angle, so that's why I'm going to create one sweep first in the direction. So you're able to see here from the axis system the direction will be in X, so the angle will be a 20. Preview, change its arrow and click OK. Yes, now our bottom surface, where is our bottom face? So that's why you need to, okay, we have done wrong, we haven't defined the side one, but the line is correct. Just need to right click over here. Okay, reorder, select the side one. After, just change this reorder inside, click OK. So and define here. Okay, so you're able to see. Now we need to do the same method. How much we don't know the distance, or simply we can just do extract. Okay, and trim this extract. Okay, okay, create one intersect over here. Okay, now measure the distance over here. How much distance is there? 75.175. Okay, copy, create one offset over here, reverse direction, west, preview. Okay, we don't require this extra, so that's why we did this. We don't require the sweep again, so it's not matching here. So because we know there is a difference in angles, so that's why we're going to create one intersect over here. Okay, now how much angle is there? We're going to measure from here to here. How much is there? 102. So go to the sweep again, select the line, its head 102 means it's 12, preview, change the arrow and click OK. So able to see this is also perfectly matching. So here how we created these surfaces. So let's uh, trim it down one by one. So we will get the simplified. So you able to see the simplest thing here. So let's see. Yes, so this is how we created the side one. Okay, but we also need to provide this feature over here. We can't provide this feature uh, in this emboss, because then uh, we have to change our trimming sequence. Okay, so that's why we're going to create this emboss in the side one of side one geometry auto geometry set. Okay, let's measure this fillet over here. How much is it? So it's 200. So I will going to use the edge fillet 200. So it's perfectly matching again. And how much is it? It is 15. So no need to worry, we will just give it 15. Now what we have to do, we have to create a this emboss. So that's why we require this one and two faces. So let's check how much depth is there. So it's a 5 mm. Okay, so here in auto geometric set you just can't unhide and hide and use the same surface again and again. So that's why we have to check which surface is this. So this surface is sweep one. Okay, you are able to see here sweep one. So you need to define the sweep one here. Okay, then you have to create one offset. Okay, you have to select the sweep one. You have to provide the offset value, which is a 5 mm, and click OK here. Again you are able to see this offset one. You have to, the bottom one is offset one. Okay, so I will show you again. Select the quick select, select this, the bottom one. So this one is offset one. Then you have to define the offset one here. Right click, define the offset one. So you're able to see just this only one face. Then you have to provide the offset over here, which is a 5 mm. Okay, now for to see this the downwards operation, you have to define the last one here, which is a edge fillet 2. Just define over here. So able to see we have created these two offsets below the offset one and this. So this is how you have to use auto geometric set. This one is little bit tricky, but once you get a practice on auto geometric set, then you are able to handle this. Okay, I haven't measured the fillet over here how much. So it's a 10. So let's provide the 10 mm fillet over here. Okay, so it's a good. Now let's unhide our reference surfaces. So where is our reference surfaces? Extrude 2 is not required. Extrude 3 is required. So I don't know the actual distance over here, so I'm just going to uh, create a random distance over here. Again randomly taking one an offset of one. Okay, let's consider how much the previous one, 106. Double click on the offset, reverse direction 106. Okay, instead of this we can use 106 and the next one. So again reference surface, I don't know the actual 116 distance, so let's assume this will be. So now I'm going to use trim option. Now here the next. Yes, so this is how done. Now I'm going to select the base, then top. Click OK. So let's provide the first fillet and then we will rearrange this offset so our feature will be uh, completely match. So let's measure the fillet. This one is 6, this one is 8. Okay, this one is how much? 6 and this one is 8. So no problem. Now we don't require the input surface, so I'm going to hide this input surface. Open in subtree, put it down here. I'm going to hide this. So let's provide the edge plate over here. How much is 6? Here is also 6, but the z height is 5. That's why we're going to keep edge this and this. I'm going to click OK. So 6 is done. Now the remaining the fillets 8. So here I'm going to provide the 8 and here is also 8. Okay, now unhide the input. Now let's measure how much distance we require. So I'm going to measure from this top fillet to this. And here is a 14 mm deviation. So let's increase the 14 mm in this offset and control update. So here we go, perfectly matching over here. Let's do it for the other side also. 6. Okay, no worry, we're going to reduce by 6, so 100. Okay, so here you go, it's perfectly matching. So our side 1 is done. Now the remaining side 2. Save this first. Okay, now insert OGS surface. No. Okay, rename properties side 2. So how we created side 1, let's similarly we're going to create side 2. Okay, I have already explained detailed side 1, so let's observe how I am going to do this. So here is also 80. So let's create one offset 80. Done. Now for this again extract extract sorry, extract extract. Okay, untrim intersect. So here I have created the intersect. Now extrude 3, extrude 2, which is a reference one. We have to measure the distance from here to here. Okay, 80. So create one offset of 80. So it's done. Now what we have to do, we have to okay, I'm just going to delete this intersect because we don't require. So let's delete, check parent extract 5, so we don't require extract 5, so I'm going to delete this, delete the all children. Okay, now again going to create intersect because the first one is dependent on the input. Now it's not going to depend on the input phase. Okay, so intersect is created. Now measure the angle, how much so here is also 8. So use the sweep method, provide the direction, angle will be 8, provide the arrow, select the OK. So here you are able to see this face is again perfectly match. Now this one, so that's why we have created one line over here. We're going to simply measure the distance, how much the angle is here. Here is also the same angle 20. That's why we're going to create one another sweep with 20 degree and select prefers arrow. Okay, now 20, 200, 200. Okay, now simply measure the distance between the intersect and the sweep. So here is 75.175. I have copied that distance. Now paste it in offset. Okay, Now here also we don't require the extract, so that's why we're going to delete this, and again going to create an intersect over here, going to create a sweep, provided the direction. Okay, but here I haven't measured the angle, that's why I'm tentatively making it 20 degree. So yes, it's not matching over here, so let's measure it again. So I need to minus 8 degree from this sweep, so it will be a 12, and update. So here is also this perfectly matching over here. So we have created the surfaces. Now I'm going to on one by one, so you are able to see it's not this one. So we're going to use the trim operation. By trimming operation we're going to create the side too. So here you go, this one is done. Now let's check the fillet, how much the fillet over here. Here is 200, and here is also 15, the same as per the side one. So we're going to provide the fillet over here, 200, done. Now 15, done. It's perfectly matching over here. Now we have to create the same feature what we have done earlier. So define the offset 8, which was the bottom one, create a 5 mm offset over there, reverse direction. Okay, now we have created one sweep over here. The sweep will be, yes, the sweep 4. We have to create another offset of 5 mm, check the arrow direction, click on the preview, then click OK. Now we have to trim down this top surface. Okay, and provide the fillet over here. How much fillet is there? It's 10 mm. Same process we're going to follow which we have done in uh, side 1. Okay, so here we go, we will uh, check how much offset we have done. We have created the offset of 100 and 140, so I'm just simply going to copy this and going to paste below to this fillet. So here we go, I haven't created any new uh, surfaces there. I just simply copy and paste, because we know the uh, same thing is same method is followed here also, so that's why. So at least we're going to measure the fillet, maybe there is a deviation. How much fillet is there? 6. Here is also okay, same, I guess same, uh, I guess the same fillet is also provided here, so there is no need right now for the input. So I'm going to hide, going to provide the fillet over here. The fillet value is 6 and the depth is 5, that's why we going to use edges to keep. Selected the edges which we don't require and clicking over here. Okay, so here is, now I'm going to provide the 8 mm fillet over here. So 8, so I'm going to unhide the input. So here you able to see perfectly match. So our the top is also done, our side is also done. Now it's time to, go to the trim. Okay, now select the top, select the side 1 or side 2, which one is that one you can select. So here we go, the perfectly match. Now it's time to provide the fillet, and I have already told you this one is variable fillet, so let's measure how much the fillet is over here. Okay, so here it's 24,738, and how much is here? Okay, how much is here? Okay, here is 15,287. So here they have used variable fillet, so no worries, we will at least provide the fillet over here. So some going to click over here, and so from 15 to 25 is range there, so the put it down, the value is 15 and here will be a 25. Okay, okay, so able to see our guess is accurate but not that much, so that's why we have to uh, check it down where is the how much fillet is over here. So how much is here? So here they have provided 21.575. So I'm just going to copy this. Okay, and going to the fillet again, and now I have to create one another point on this edge. So how much is there? I'm going to put it down the value of 21.757 and just click it down. Okay, now here we check. So here you're able to see this one is not the accurate one, so that's why we have to here use a trial and error method. So let's check whether it's going to match. Yes, so if I put down the value is over 20, so you're able to see this one is perfectly matching, but here is not match. So I guess we have to uh, provide another point over here, so it will be it perfectly match. Okay, so I'm going to use another point and just put it down here. Okay, so how much is here? 15. So I'm again going to use 15 over here. Let's check whether it is going to match or not. Yes. So here this is a trial and error method. Okay, you have to put it down one extra point, and you can modify its radius until your part is perfectly matching with your input face. Okay, in remastering method there is not such that you have to match your uh, part with input with 100% accuracy. You can match up to 98 97% accuracy. Okay, so we will provide the another fillet over here. Okay, so let's provide the fillet. I guess the same thing they have used over here also. So I'm starting with 15 and the end with 25. Going to click OK. Okay, so here you will see matching but not how we required. So I'm just going to use the same method over here which we have used for the previous edge. So here it's going to create one another point which is a 15, and here is another point which I think 20. Yes, here you're able to see we have created one point over here is 20 by trial and error method, and here is also 15 by the same trial and error method. Let's check. Yes, it's matching. So this is how you can provide the variable fillet in your part. Okay, so I hope you understand this variable fillet method. Now the fillet is done. Now it's time to the provide the emboss. So you are able to see they have created these two features. Okay, so here is one technical knowledge why they have provided this feature here, and they have also provided the one is whole and one is a elongated slot. So this mounting purpose is for the PLP. So what is PLP? PLP means primary locating points. It's help to lock this part in assembly sequence, so then you can provide the spot on this flange, or it's help to uh, lock your part. Okay, so PLP means primary locating points, and it should be on the flat surface. That's why you're able to see this part is a curvature. That's why they have created locally flat surface there, and then they have provided the PLP cutouts there. Okay, now the emboss. So let's create one point over here by using circle and ellipse. So I have created this. Now go to the coordinate, because we don't require any dependency on input part. Here we going to use another method because I required a point in the center, so that's why we're going to use the between. Okay, select the edge of this curve and this curve, then go to the midpoint, preview, then coordinate. Okay, instead of coordinate you can do this point is isolate and then double click. Now create to the coordinate. Okay, it's done. Now unhide this. Okay, again we require one face over there. So let's check whether it is in angle or it's perfectly matched with our extrude reference surface. Yes, it's matching with reference surface. The distance is 22. So we have to create one here. It's 22. Yes, it's perfectly matching. Let's focus on the first emboss, then the focus on the second emboss. So let's check how much diameter they have provided, how much they have provided. So it's not very clear, so let's go with the tentative. So I'm assuming they have provided the at least 25 or 30. Okay, let's go with the 25 and then we'll check and then we'll be it's easy to update. So here I'm going to use the dive direction. You can use that with reference surface also. There is not any harm in that. So I'm going with the 40-degree angle. So here I have to need to reduce the sweep dimensions. So it is 20. Okay, we have to create another sweep. Actually I have already created one video how to create a die below. If you have any query, please go and check that video, so you will be able to understand very easily. So here we go, we have matched perfectly. Let's check the fillet. Okay, okay, here is 6. How much is here? Here is also 6. Okay, I'm going to hide the input and let's first check how much fillet they have provided. How much here? 6. Okay, so the 6 mm fillet is they have provided. So let's go with the H fillet. Okay, 6, 6, and 6. Okay, we have to change the filleting sequence. So here we go 6. Measure edges to keep. Let's go with here. Provide the 6. Now here and again 6. Okay, let's unhide the input surface. So you are able to see it's not matching, whether the angle is different and no, there is no angle difference. Actually we have to increase this, the radius one, which circle we have created. So let's go with the 30. We have assumed that, so it will be a, it's not a 30 again, so maybe it's there is a difference in the sweep, so let's consider it 30. And then update. Yes, it's perfectly matching. So we have able to match the angle also, and we have able to find the sweep angle also and the circle also. So same similarly we have to going to create for the second emboss. So let's, we will uh, copy this sweep. So the offset value from here to here is 17. So let's create one offset 17 mm. 17 offset is there matching. Yes, it's completely matching over here. Okay, then the point circle will be 30. Okay, sweep will be a 30. Okay, now create the sweep in other direction. Now trim it down the sweep with the offset. Now here we require input. Yes, trim it down with here, and the final trim is here, other side. Okay, so here we go, this is done. Now provide the edge fillet 6. So basically what happened, they use if you using the same method, so please try to use the same for the other emboss. I will check here. It's they have also using the same method. Most of the time the same method we have to use, because it's uh, easy to create and easy to understand also. So let's check whether it's matched or not. Yes, it's perfectly matching here. Here we go, we have done the all difficult part. Now the remaining one are easy. Now we have to define the cutout, provide the cutout over here, select the point. Array, I haven't measured, so let's measure. Great. So go to the circle, provide the circle 8 radius. It's done. For here I'm going to use the sketch because sketch is the simplest method to create a oblong hole. Okay, vertical, yes, done. So here we go to the oblong hole, just create one, put it here, delete this distance. Now go to the constraints, coincidence. I haven't properly, so let's do it again. Coincidence, for the second one is also coincidence. Now delete the coincidence and provide the proper constraint. Now from here to here angle is 0, from here to here distance is 2. Okay, here is 8, here is 8, and from here to here, wait a second. Okay, the total distance we haven't provided, the total distance will be 4. Okay, done. Now we need to use split. Go to the split, select the surface, select the circle and sketch, then click OK, hide the circle, hide the sketch. Here we go, it's done. Now the last remaining part is to provide the cutout. So let's measure how much distance is there from here to here. From here to here is 30. Go to the extract, select the edge, go to the tangent continuity, select, change its propagation type. Okay, go to the here again, select the edge, tangent continuity. Okay, go to the parallel curve, select the parallel curve, select the edge, put it down the distance 30. Here is also same, put it down the distance is 30, reverse direction. Okay, okay. Now for here we have, you can use this references. So let's measure the distance from here to here, 190. Okay, now it's going to use offset, control reverse direction, control V. Okay, here again going to use intersect. It's now for this we have to create another sweep, so that's why I'm going to unhide the line 3. Yes, now I'm going to measure the angle, how much is angle in y direction from here to here. Okay, it's not measurable. Why? So let's check over here, because the top surface is curvature, so that's why it's not showing the actual. Yes, it's not showing the actual angle. So here is 21.395. So I'm going to create another sweep in 29.395. So here drop direction will be y, 29.395, paste 200, 200, preview, check its arrow. So arrow will be this. Okay, now create offset from here to here. How much distance is there? 146. Let's copy this, paste it the distance. Okay, so here you're able to see here is one another angle, so it's the completely in uh, two two angle method. So that's why we have to create one another sweep over there. But for this we have to create one another offset, because at bottom side we have perfectly match. So that's what. So how much is distance is there, we are able to see. We have created side 1, side 2 and side 3. So at there we have created that surface. So extrude 1 from here to here, how much is distance is there? 80. So we're going to simply create one another offset of 80 mm. Yes. Okay, okay. Now here I'm going to create one intersect with the offset surface. Now we don't require offset surface, so I'm going to hide. Now I'm going to measure the angle from here to here. So here is 76.555. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to create another sweep from here, 75.555. Preview, just okay, so it's required in Z direction. Okay, 180 minus, sorry, 90 minus 180.555. So it's simply we're going to change its draft direction. The draft direction will be in X. So let's assume. So here, okay. Now here is again a difference. So let's check how much difference is there from here to here. Okay, we have to reduce down 586. It's okay. Minus Control V, enter, plus Control V, plus Control V. Yes, it tentatively match. So let's go and create one intersect over here. Done. So we have created the all the intersect. Now it's time to trim. So go to the trim, select the first edge, select the second intersect. Okay, again go to the trim, select, go to the trim, select. Okay, now measure how much corner fillet they have provided. So here it's 10. So go to the corner, select corner on vertex, select the radius 10, provide the support. Okay, so here go to the, okay, just 1 minute because we haven't, hmm, split this other side. Okay, so here you're able to see we have managed to create the cat test 5 over here. So let's check whether is any dependency on input. So delete the input. You're able to see there is no dependency on input part. So this is how we have to create this is how we're going to create a remastering cat test 5. Okay, I hope you understand the each and every method which I have teach in this video. If you have any doubt, please comment down. I waited your all comments and try to clear the all doubts in uh, the next in upcoming videos. Okay, so thank you. That's it for today. Happy Diwali to all. Bye.